The Sidemen on Football Manager with all the players. Let's get into it. Vic has done it. Get in. I cannot believe it. How have they done that? So here we are with the club. We've got Billy Wingrove as manager. We've got Mr. Beast as the owner with all the money. And we've got Mark Goldbridge as a chairperson and Spencer FC as the director of football. So for the players, first of all, we've got KSI. He can play all along midfield and right back, and he looks solid, honestly. And the next one is Harry Rotashaw. Can play along the back line and can play up front. Next is Pieface in goal. Probably won't get many games, but he is there. And next is Mini Minter, the man that probably is going to be the goal machine. He's not quick, but technically very good. And who remembers Charlie Morley? He will be the goalkeeper. Next up is Ethan Payne. He can play right back and right mid, also along the back line. He looks solid. And then we get to Vicstar 123. He's versatile. He can play on the wings, he can play up front, but he is not good. Next is Angry Ginge. We all know he loves the tackle, but again, he's not quick, but he will be a starting centre-back. Next up, Manny Brown. He has played well in the charity games. He can play both wings and cam. He's quick, and he will be in the starting team. With Toby Brown, who is even quicker and better than Manny. He can play both wings and cam, so is vital for the team. Next up, Cal Freezy. He, on the other hand, is not great, but he can play both fullback positions. Next up is Deji. He can play wings, centre mid, fullbacks. He's very versatile, but he's not too good. And now we come to Christopher MD. 18 free kick taking.
I think I'm better at free kicks than a lot of professional footballers.
Chris MD is going to be the heart of the midfield and vital if they want to get to the Premier League. I know what you're thinking. Nah, that's not me. That is JME. He's in the team. He can play both fullbacks. He's 34, so probably won't get much game time. And now for Joshua Zerka. He is the man waiting for a goal, but he cannot play up front yet. He is only a centre-back, right-back and a right mid. For the facilities, they play at the Valley Charlton Athletics Stadium for £4 million a year. And they also have great training facilities and average youth facilities. They've got an affiliate from #United. Don't forget to hashtag it. Now for the first season, they are predicted to finish 23rd in the table. But by January, they are sitting 6th place in the playoff with 40 points. And Mini Minter is sat top of the goal standings. And with no transfers in January, we go straight to the end of the season where they finish 8th place in the championship. Just dropped out of playoffs with 69 points. What a funny number. So for the season, Toby Brown was the highest rated with 5 goals and 7 assists in this season. Some other good performances were Chris MD with 8 assists and 2 goals, Manny Brown with 6 assists and 2 goals, and Simon Minter with 20 goals in 44 games. In the EFL Cup, they went out to Watford on penalties after drawing the game 2-2, after going 2-0 down, and then coming back with a Vicstar 1-2-3 goal. And in the FA Cup, they went out to West Ham in the 3rd round 2-0. So let's get into the next season, where Mr. Beast got his wallet out and signed Gabbia from Crystal Palace. He looks like a solid centre-back that could help them get into the Premier League. Now for the rest of the signings, Tommy Conway from Middlesbrough, Ellis Sims from Coventry, and the rest. Nathaniel Phillips on loan as well from Liverpool. But if you look to the right, Deji has been sold to Charlton Athletic. He played 28 games for SIDEMEN FC, but has now moved down to League One. I've also just seen that Mr. Beast has upgraded the youth and training facilities for this season. So this is how the team is looking. They're playing a 4-4-2 formation, and it looks very similar to a SIDEMEN FC starting 11, other than Gabbia at the back and the other guy in centre mid. Now, in January, they are sat in 9th position after 25 games played. They are 6 points off the playoffs, but can they get there by the end of the season? And I've just seen that Vicstar 1-2-3 has got a goal in the championship after only 4 sub-appearances. And by the end of the season, the Sidemen finish in 10th place. Oh dear, they are in trouble. Well, Toby and Chris both had standout seasons, with Toby getting 12 assists and 3 goals, and Chris getting 7 assists and 3 goals. Even signings like Ellis Sims ended up getting 14 goals. And Mini Miner, well, he got 15 goals this season. Less than last season, but more than Ellis Sims. Knowledge, Strength and Integrity got 3 goals and 9 assists this season, and is a good season for him. But in the Cup, they lost in the first round to Cardiff City 2-1, and Manny Brown got sent off. And in the FA Cup, they won the third round against Blackpool, but got knocked out the fourth round to Ipswich 3-1. Now on to season 3, where they actually profited from transfers. They signed Vladimir Korfau on a free transfer, Lewis Bate from Stockport County, and also brought in 2 more loan players. And we say goodbye to Manny Brown as he leaves to go to Millwall after playing 45 games for SIDEMEN FC and only scoring 2 goals. They also ended up selling Gabbia to Atlanta for 11 million, so they made money off him, and also loaned out Calfreezy to Stockport. Now, news just in as KSI is removed from captain and Ethan Payne is appointed. Now, the finances aren't looking too bad as Sidemen have 19 million to spend in January. But it seems they don't need to spend it as they sit top of the table by January with 50 points. But as I look at Mini Minter's profile, it says that he's got a hip injury and he could be out for 5 weeks. This could affect them massively as he is the man getting them all the goals. And it does as they finish 5th place in the championship. But that does mean a playoff spot and a chance to go to the Premier League. But hopes were dampened as they lose the first leg 3-0 at home to Norwich, and they can say goodbye to a Premier League spot. That was until they won the second leg 3-0 and then won on penalties. It is a movie-esque comeback with Mini Minter getting on the score sheet and Korfau scoring the winning penalty. And now it was time for the playoff final against Wolverhampton. And they only went and bloody did it and won on penalties after a 1-1 draw. They equalised in the 56th minute with Ibanez and did not miss a penalty in the shootout, which makes them a Premier League team for next season. And so they spent like a Premier League team. Well, they spent 18 million on Tom Fellows and a few other smaller signings. Tom Fellows does look good if they were still in the Championship, so this doesn't fill me with confidence. And some players have moved on, including Josh Zerka, who's played 3 seasons with SIDEMEN FC and now left for League One. And also Vicstar123, who has gone to the Conference South with Dover and scored 2 goals in 3 games. And then Calfreezy, who has now moved fully to Wrexham after a loan with Stockport County. Now, by January, Sidemen were sitting in 16th place with 16 points, 1 point off relegation zone. But can they stay there? The other teams have games in hand, and this could be a challenge. Now, they've picked up points against Burnley 2-0 and Leicester 2-1, but the next games seem deadly. They've got Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool. How are they meant to stay up with all of this? I don't think they can do it. And with 1 game left, they sit in the relegation zone, joint points with Ipswich Town, and it comes down to the last game of the season, where Sidemen are away to Fulham and Ipswich are away to Newcastle United. And at the end of the season, Sidemen finish 17th place and stay up in the Premier League. They won their game against Fulham 2-0 after only having 5 shots and 4 on target. They should have lost, and they've got away with it. Ipswich did end up losing 4-0 away to Newcastle on the last game. And if you care about XG, Sidemen on XG finished bottom of the table. The top performances from the Sidemen, well, again, Toby Brown with 7 assists and 2 goals. But honestly, they are falling off now. In Season 5, Mr Beast spends £21 million. They brought in Archie Brown and some others that I really don't know. But they also got rid of Ellis Sims and Lewis Bate, all on loan. And by January, Sidemen were sitting bottom of the table with only 5 points and 1 win. So in the transfer window, they ended up signing Demba Sek for 7 million, and that was it. That was it. And by the end of the season, they met their fate and they finished rock bottom with 18 points and only 4 wins in the league. Billy Wingrove was sacked as manager. He ended up winning 33% of his games as manager. But look at that run of form. Jeez, it's hard to spot a win in between all of them red losses. And this story does not have a fairy tale ending, as they're also nearly £34 million in debt. And the best performers this season from the original team were Toby and Angry Ginge, but the level has really dropped off, and Toby only got 2 starts in the first team. So here is the best 11 over the last 5 years. We've got Mini Minter up top, we've got Toby left mid, KSI right mid, Chris MD in the middle, we've got Angry Ginge centre back and Ethan Payne right back, with Charlie Morley in goal. A few players made it on the bench like Harry Rotashaw and also Josh Zerka. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to download SIDEMEN FC on Football Manager yourself. And make sure to like and subscribe, of course. I'll see you in the next video.